I'm driving on my way home.
Oh, did you go to work?
Me? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I went to work. No. But I was driving home from my dad's. I had to pick up something.
Gotcha.
Hello. Happy Thursday.
Yeah, already.
I know, I can't believe it.
It's insane. Hi, Jen.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, lover buns. How are you?
I'm okay.
I
Sore
like-
as hell.
Dude, I'm so glad today was a rest. My whole side here, it's a good problem that we have, right?
What they tell me.
That's what they keep telling us. So I'm just gonna keep rolling with it.
All right, so I'm sure there's other people that may jump on, but I think I just want to get started, Stacey, because it's already 8:30 and I don't want to leave anybody waiting. I know that these girls, we're all busy and we want to carry on. So welcome tonight to our first live. I'm calling it like a fitness nutrition sort of live call because we want to be able to answer your questions and kind of clarify things that you do have that I want, like Stacey and I want us for you all to have like full access and know that you have it. There's so much value. So we want to welcome you and we thank you for being here. I am recording the call for those that can't hop on. At the end, I'd love to leave a few minutes to answer any questions. So if we could do a question and answer or Q&A, that would be great. But really quickly, I'll introduce myself and then I'm going to hand it over to Stacey. So my name is Suzette Solares and I've been a coach for 5 years. And this is where my passion lies. And so I'm here to answer questions and to make sure that I am serving everyone as best I can. And so that is the goal of this call. I am a wife, I'm a mom to 2 boys, and I'm also a substitute teacher. Right now I'm actually doing 9-week control freak, which I absolutely love. But I did start with 21 Day Fix and I did understand and learn how to properly fuel my body with that program. So whenever I have someone new come to me and they tell me, where should I start? Depending on their goals, for the majority, I always start them at 21 Day Fix because it is really what taught me, how to like exercise for 30 minutes and pair it together with a great meal plan. Of course, now we have UPF, Ultimate Portion Fix, which is the nutrition program. And it's great because then you can pair that up, or the intuitive eating 2B mindset paired up with any fitness program. So in case if any of you are wondering, there's lots of fitness programs out there and 2 amazing nutrition programs. So Stacey, can you introduce yourself really quickly for us, please?
So my name is Stacey Shiflett and I am hi Lucy. I am a mom of 2. I have an 11-year-old, which I don't know when that happened. And I have a 5-year-old, which I don't know when that happened. And I also don't know when I turned 41, but that happened too. I have been doing wellness and Beachbody. This is going into my 6th year. And I have to tell you that I'm thankful that I said yes, because slowly but surely, by working on me, it truly has made me help my family. And I love that. And I'm excited about consistency and routine. And I love coming back to basics tonight because I think we all need the 101 all the time. And I love back to basics because what I love most is that there are so many things that I'm like, never thought about it that way. Even 6 years later, I've never thought about it that way, or it spoke differently to me. So I'm excited to be here. I've been in Beachbody for 6 years. I'm now working the business. I love helping people. I love helping myself. I love being intentional. And I love positivity on social media because it does exist and it's right freaking here. Hello, Megan. Hi, Joel.
Hi, Megan. Thanks, Stacey, for introducing yourself. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cover a couple of basic things, like Stacey said, back to basics. We're going to cover a couple basic things so that you could all start on the right foot, right? And if you have any questions, please use the chat because that's what today's, session really is to answer all your questions. But I'm gonna quickly go over some tips. Stacey's gonna go over some tips, and then I'm gonna walk you through all the value that you have briefly, and then we'll close it out. Like I said, Stacey will just close it out for us, and we'll answer any questions. So here we go. I'm gonna share my screen, and thumbs up if you can see it. Awesome. All right. So this is basically our getting started checklist, and you can snap a picture of it if you want. It's basically for you to just be able to check off. It's exactly that. So the first thing that we want to make sure is that everyone knows and understands what workout program they're going to commit to. I have people that buy a starter kit and then they're like, well, where do I start? What fitness program am I doing? And I'm thinking, didn't we talk about 9-week control freak or whatever it is that they bought? You've got to know what program you're going to start with. So just make sure that you say, okay, if I'm going to do this program, I'm going to commit to it however long it is. Number 2, read through all the materials and resources. And I am absolutely here to help everyone and answer questions. But this is there for a reason. When you get your starter kit, you want to go over the things that are in the box because there's information there that is going to make things easier, right? For us to just go through it. So for example, really quickly in this one, she talks a little bit about, that it's 5 days a week, that there's 3 phases. She talks about the equipment, and she talks about how this program is focused on rest and recovery. And then she goes on to the nutrition plan. She talks about the control stretches at night. And then it tells you before you start, take your measurements. And after you start, it tells you steps on what to do. So it is important that you read these things that come in the box because basically these are things that just really make it simpler. Another thing, which we're going to cover here with the measurements is pictures, but we'll get to that. Next, print out the workout calendar. And I'm going to show you how you can do that through Beachbody On Demand. Some programs do come with an actual workout calendar. This 9-week control freak, I noticed that it's a brag board. So it just has a different name, but every day pretty much I think you're able to write on it. But what I did was I still printed out my workout calendar because I didn't get like a physical one. Next up, calculating your containers. So if you're doing ultimate portion fix, this is something that you need to do before you start. And I'm going to show you again how you can find that on BOD. But if you're doing to be mindset, then you need to know how to plate it because that's the method. If you have any questions on that, ask us. But again, I'm going to show you where you can find all this information. And number 5 is plan your meals and start meal prepping. So you want to look at the food list and say, okay, these are the foods that are recommended. Let me start planning out what I'm going to eat. So typically, we try to just recommend that a protein, a carb, and a veggie at every meal is very balanced if you're doing ultimate portion fix. To be mindset is very similar. But when you plan your meals, I just tell my customers, okay, typically, what do you eat for breakfast? Like I eat eggs with, spinach and a whole grain toast. That's one meal. And you just calculate you track your containers. And then for lunch, I do the same. And for dinner, and then I'll actually start meal prepping. Okay, what can I do on Sunday for me, which is what works, that I'm going to be able to have on hand to be able to grab that food. So I know I could do hard-boiled eggs. I know that I can, do brown rice ahead of time. I know that I could do quinoa ahead of time. I could do sweet potato and veggies in the oven and then just put them in little Tupperwares to have for the week. So meal planning and prepping is simple. It's just, and it gets easier with time. It could be overwhelming. I'm not going to say that, I do want to relate to your feelings if that's how you're feeling. I know I did in the beginning, but once you start practicing more and more, it's very simple. And it just makes your life easy. And I always go by the quote that Autumn Calabrese, the trainer, says, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So planning your meals and meal prepping is a huge component with, really staying on track. So Stacey, I love if you can carry us out with the next 5.
And I want to just piggyback on a couple of things you said. I know some of us in the beginning, you may not be able to work out or program right away. So I encourage you to do some type of movement. And that could be stretches, you guys. That could be walking to your mailbox. That could be whatever it is, right? Whatever you do that you know you're capable of doing. We don't want you to be like, okay, well, I can't really work a program right now, but maybe your goal could be in a month, I'm going to do clean week. But this month, I'm going to walk every day to the mailbox, okay? Or whatever it is. You have to have a big goal and then reverse engineer it. The big thing that we're trying to tell you guys tonight, after all these like little things, is build your routine and build your momentum, right? Because I know when I first started, my meal prep was a bag of carrots and I thought I was winning. And it was very sad and pitiful. I came home and my husband goes, "That's it?" And I go, "That's it." And he goes, "Well, good luck." And I'm here 6 years later. But just know that bag of carrots did take me to learning how to create this routine, okay? Build the momentum. That's huge. So don't feel like you have to, but get there. Make it a goal. And when you do a program, you may not be able to keep up, okay? And these are just like, I couldn't keep up with Autumn. I had to use Cat for a very long time. And sometimes I had to make up a friend who wasn't Cat. Modify the modifier, right? Be committed to seeing what keep going looks like. That's it, okay? So just, I kind of want to put that in your head just in case, because sometimes we can be overwhelmed. Sometimes we can feel defeated before we go out of the gate. Make yourself say, no, my goal is to feel like I can. So what am I going to do to make that happen? Okay. All right. So let's finish the rest of this list here. So we have send me your pictures and your before and your measurements, right? I think this is very valuable. This is also vulnerability, you guys. I know it is hard to even think about putting yourself into a sports bra, into some boy shorts or a swim bottom and go, yeah, right, I'm not going to take my pictures. Many of you might have seen my before pictures. I put them out on social media all the time. It's literally my bra and underwear. And you know what? I now love it. I did not show it to the world. You don't have to show things to the world, obviously, but those pictures represent your smile. And when you keep doing those progress pictures, I have to tell you, as your body changes in little small ways, and you can share with your coach those wins, I'm going to show you, and I know Susie will too, is that sometimes you're going to think there is no win. But sometimes you need another eye to say, but didn't you see that? Oh, did you see this? And the one thing I'm going to point out, and I know Suzette will too, is I see your smile growing. That is everything. That means you're doing the inside job. The body follows when you're working hard on your insides. So taking your before pictures and measuring, it's hard in the beginning, you guys. I get it, because it's kind of like you got to face the music of why you came in here. But I'm going to tell you, if you stay committed to a simple little rule of thumb, just seeing what keep going looks like, those pictures are going to progress, and that smile is going to progress. And I encourage you to send those pictures to your coach. They will keep them that very sacred, you guys. I know that. And if you don't want to send them to your coach, just do them for yourself and tell your coach that you did it. And keep taking your pictures, because it will drive you forward. Get connected to our groups and our apps. So we're going to go over a little bit about BOD. But right now, a lot of us are also in the land of Facebook for your groups. Wherever you are at, if you're in BOD or you are in a Facebook group, I cannot stress enough to make a non-negotiable to show up every single day with one post. The reason why, and this is where I get so emotional, is because sometimes we have really hard days, you guys. And sometimes we want to be in the fetal position because of whatever it may be. And your job is to help yourself build, getting out of your ruts faster, learning that your ruts are your gifts, and learning that you really are the hero and the voice of your journey. So some days are going to suck. Some days are going to be awesome, right? But that one sweaty selfie or a picture of your personal development, or you, or whatever it is, your kids, or whatever it is you want to share, you're going to feel something that I believe every single person never really had a whole lot of, which is leaning into friendships. Friendships. And you may not know these people, but I can tell you, they're going to be your best friends for life. So definitely get into your groups. Know why you're posting every day. It's not just about your wellness. It is about your happiness. It is about your joy. It is about your foundation of you putting your feet into the ground and saying, this is me, and I'm trying to love all the layers of me. So I cannot emphasize that enough. And when life gets hard, you post even more. And I always say, my girls who are on the call tonight, I always say something, it's lean in. Lean in when it's hard. Lean in when you're bothered. Lean in when you're joyous. Because what you're going to see is you're able to lean into everything no matter what. The apps are awesome. I'll go over one app and we'll share some more later. But even the 21-day fix app on your phone, oh my gosh, it's amazing. It has the food list. It has tracking your containers if you're using that. It's tracking your workouts. It's tracking everything. So you never have to feel like you don't have a system. Okay. Remove anything that is holding you back. Boy, we could have one call on this one, can't we? Like, we could go all night on this one. But I want you to know this. You're not going to be able to remove everything that's holding you back when you start. That's impossible. You're in here to do that. Does that make sense? You're in here to do just that. And let me tell you, my friends, it has nothing to do with a scale. It has nothing to do with a number. It has nothing to do with Shakeology. It has nothing to do with the containers. Those things teach you repetition and discipline. And let me tell you, they are a key component, right? But what holds you back is the weight that sits in between your ears. So that personal development that we talk about is everything. And what we would like for you to learn, and let me tell you, you're always learning. You're never going to get to a finish line on this one. Yes, limiting beliefs. I'll give you a quick example. Last night I was at my hair studio. A girl wanted highlights. She had blonde, beautiful hair at the root and the mid shaft. And I kid you not, it was orange at the bottom. And I was like, oh my. Oh my. And she's like, how's it look? I'm like, it's great. And I'm like, in the back, she doesn't see me. And I'm like, oh my God. But you know what happened? I got it. I nailed it. But you know what happened? I can't do it. Holy F. What am I going to do? It's going to look like crap. I'm going to have to give her this for free. Like, all that chatter went on, right? And while you're trying to do what you know, right? All that other stuff's in the way. And that's where anxiety comes from. I want you, it's really hard. But this, I'm telling you, what holds you back, you need to go look at that thing and about face it and learn to love it, because the things that hold you back are what is going to set you free. Review my tips to get you started. Okay, so this is just kind of like a whole thing, right, Suzette? Like, just we're reviewing all of it. Is there something specific that you might want to add with this one before I go a little into it a little bit more?
Just the tips about, really, it's like you said, and I think I went briefly through this because I wanted to make the call, honestly, a little bit short. I mean, not short. What I don't want to do is go on too long, but you're right, Stacey, like, I didn't touch on the subject of that. If you're not doing a workout program, but you're doing only nutrition, that's beautiful. So that was another tip that I should have added there. But when I say review the tips, it's just making sure that all these things are clear, all the tips, like, your water consumption. Does everybody know how much water you should be, consuming? Like you said, just making sure that you commit. Right. Jotting down non-scale victories. You're going to see different things. Like, I know some people don't always see the number on the scale change, but you'll see your skin improve. You'll see, your foods improve. You'll have more energy. You'll have better digestion. There's a lot of things that are on non-scale victories. Let me see. I'm sorry. I don't know if there's somebody that's not muted.
It's Sharona. Sharona.
Sorry. Okay, there. So, like non-scale victories, you want to track them because in the end, there's a lot of little small wins that are going to carry you through when it gets hard. So, I always recommend that one of the tips is to write down and journal your feelings and the wins and what you're going through and what you're struggling with, so that then you could talk to your coach and then get through it.
Yeah.
And like Stacey said, I want to also, one of the tips that I always say is remember your body is doing an inside job.
Yeah.
And you will see it on the outside, but you definitely got to work on the inside. So your nutrition is key. I highly believe in Shakeology. I mean, that's the best, literally, the healthiest meal you're going to have of the day, but it's also how you talk to yourself. And that's why I wrote in the chat that mindset and your thoughts are so, so, so critical.
So important.
Again, the tip of keep going and making sure that you are engaging in the group, because that's how we get to be a part of your journey. Yeah. That's how we get to be a part of your progress. And we could tweak little things that may not be serving you. So those are like the tips that I usually go over with my customers and my clients, just to make sure that they understand that there's a lot more to it than just like, hey, buy the product and then we're done. No, this is a journey and there's a lot to cover. And when I work on myself and Stacey works on herself, it's just radiating to you, but then you're going to radiate back to us. You're going to transmit back to us. So
I think that's huge, Susie. And you know what else too? The behaviors that we do, right, are post every day in our community, work a program when you're ready, right? But do some type of movement, learn to introduce the better foods to yourself, the containers or the to be mindset, your water. There's a lot of things, right? But I will tell you this, and we sometimes we get asked these questions on coach calls. I've heard 1,000 times from people, if the only thing I did was post every day and do personal development and drink my Shakeology, that alone is your Willy Wonka ticket to freedom. And I really want to emphasize this. And I love how Susie said this. You guys, when you post, we get to be there with you, because I'm pretty sure you felt alone before you made your purchase. You felt alone. You felt like you needed friends. You felt like you were wanting something, and you were watching the coach that brought you in here, and you were like, I want that too, right? And at some point, Suzette and I looked at my coach and was like, I want that too. But we all got to do the work. So what's really cool is we do this linking arms side by side, not she's in front of you. And that's the other one. Can I hit on this real quick? I know sometimes we are women, so we are kind of brutal on the word comparison. We can get into a group and feel discouraged out of the gate, right? You start going and seeing people and their progress and their consistency, and maybe you're not there. And what happens is you become silent. We want you to become roaring in there. And rather than comparison to rob you, use comparison to ignite you, to be like, oh my God, if she's there, I can be there too if I just do the same exact thing. It is a duplicatable process. And you know what's cool? Remember how you learned not to cheat on tests in school? We encourage you to copy anybody who inspires you to do the same thing. Literally, it's not a bad thing. So unwire that, because in the land of our family, follow the leader, but make it your own. Exactly. If you don't post, we can't see what you're doing, but we want to share also too with your non-scale victories, your families and everything too. That's really important. It's a community, it's a culture. And the last thing that we have here, you guys, is a commitment statement. And if you don't have this, we will get it to you. But there's a lot of things that we sign in life, you guys, and we sign it very freely and we don't read in between the lines. We sign to buy a car. We sign to lease a car. We sign to buy a house. We sign to rent a house. We sign a lot of papers. And how many of you, do you read everything? No, you sign it. So you really don't know what you're signing, but you're just going to go trust it, because it's like, oh, this is what we do. We're closing on our house, right? We're going to sign the paper. And you take care of your house, right? You take care of your payment. You make it on time. You know this is your job and you have to do it. We want you to sign that piece of paper to your tomorrows. and literally realize that you have this abundance and this beautiful light. And your job is to keep it bright and shining and beaming through your consistency. And let me tell you too, share your value in the team page. Share what you bring to the table. And you may not think you have anything, but I know you do. And that's where your voice comes in too. But that commitment needs to be front and center, and what it means to you and what it speaks to you and what it whispers to you. Because when you're tired and life is hard and the plot twists come and you're on the verge of tears because there's just been so much stuff that you just don't even know if you can do one more thing, you got to look in the mirror. And if you don't need a piece of paper to sign it, go in the mirror and sign it with a freaking tube of lipstick and put it in the mirror so you see it every day, right? You're a beautiful light, all of you. And I'll tell you what, I feel like I shine brighter when I'm around you all. And I hope you feel that way too with us, because that's our job, to shine, literally to shine. We love you all, probably more than you even know. And so how about we open it up for like 2 minutes? Do you guys have any questions? You guys have anything you want to add to the table? We got some vets in here tonight. What do you guys like? An advice, some tips, something that maybe you thought of tonight that maybe you didn't think of before? Is there anything that you want to share or write in the chat?
So meanwhile, you girls are coming up with questions that you want to write in the chat. I do want to show you really quickly how to maneuver Beachbody on demand, because I know I get a lot of questions about that.
Yeah.
So when you go to Beachbody or teambeachbody.com, you could sign in, and here you have actual access to Beachbody on demand and the bod groups. Mm-hmm. So let me cover bod groups really quick first. If you go into bod groups, it's going to take you, you should see your coaches group here. If you're on this platform, if you're on Facebook, that's fine too. I just kind of want to show you about this one, because a lot of people usually have questions and they don't know what they have access to. So clearly this is the group feed where you see, basically, all the information that we put. And if you don't know, we do have a link where we do virtual workouts together every single morning. So if you need that accountability or you like working out with other people, then ask us about the link if you don't have it, because it does hold you accountable. It's there for you to feel like if you're, empowered by other women who are going after their own goals too, which help you show up for you. And especially when things get hard. And like Stacey said, a lot of these people you will, become friends with. All right. When you go under the files right here, at least in this group here that Stacey and I are hosting, there's meal plans, there is workout calendars, there's workout trackers, there's a water tracker, there's a shake tracker, there's meal planners, there's habit trackers, daily trackers, and here is the commitment contract. So when you click on one of these things, it's a PDF, you could print it out, and that way every day you have a visual, and it's reminding you to stay focused on your goal. And every day I fill this out, and every day I remind myself, my shake is important, and so I committed to this because I signed my contract, and here's mine. I do it just like you. Just because I'm a coach doesn't mean I'm any different. So please take advantage of this stuff. In my Facebook group, I have all of this as well, because these are tools that are going to help you succeed and help you stay very focused on your goals. So there's no reason to feel alone or sidetracked, because you have everything at your hands, so that when you're having a thought that you're like, I don't feel like having my shake, go to your commitment or go to your tracker and remind yourself of why you first initially wanted to do this. So basically, that's what I wanted to show you with bod groups. On my Facebook group, it's the same thing. There's a feed and there's files, and all of that is in there. Now let's cover really quick Beachbody on demand, and then we'll just finish off with the questions, like I said, because Stacey and I didn't want this call to be too long. I know it's late and everybody's busy with their families, but when you click on Beachbody on demand, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to access your programs. Literally, once you go on here, it's going to tell you recently watched, but I just go straight to my programs. And what I do is I go straight and access whatever it is I need. Like tonight, I need to do my controlled stretch, so I'll click here. In the mornings when I do my Control Freak program, I go here. And then I just kind of briefly want to show you that not only do you have workout programs, but you also have a nutrition center, okay? And this is gold because, for example, if you go in here to the Ultimate Portion Fix because you're doing containers, you literally have everything here that you need. You have if you go to the lessons, I mean, I don't know if you've purchased this, but for example, if like I'm trying to think of, like, if you don't have this, I don't know if you'll go into it, but if you do have this program which teaches you how to really dig deep on your nutrition, you have so many things here. You even have meal plans here that they have created. So when my customers tell me, well, am I supposed to be following a meal plan? They're right here. Besides the fact that I give additional ones. And I'll show you a little bit more just so that you could see how you have access to all of this. Oops, I got out. If you don't know, there's monthly support in the Nutrition Center. It is an additional cost, but when you go in here to the monthly mindset and the monthly fix, you get new recipes and there's a lot of topics that are covered. But that's an added, feature. Now, let's go back to, oops, I clicked the wrong thing. Let's go back to just showing you where I usually tell my customers to go first so that they could understand how everything works. Here to the A through Z, you have your programs by names, and then you could actually do it by what you're looking for. If you want weight loss, if you want to gain muscle, if you want to lean out, if you want cardio, if you want to do a low impact, yoga, dance, running. I mean, you have so much, even for maternity,
Post and prenatal.
pre and post workouts. And then we have workouts by time. There's the rest, and then even no equipment. So when you travel and you don't have equipment, there's no excuse not to get your workout in. And then they break it down through like by trainers. But what I want to show you that to me is like my saving grace, right? After you look at all the trainers and all the programs that we have, when I go into Autumn Calabrese, which is the one that I started out with, so I usually tend to go to like her programs because that, like I said, that's how I started. If you click 21 Day Fix, which is like the basic one, the starter one, for me, in my opinion, that just was the simplest, like for me at the time when I was just like, oh my God, I don't know where to start. If you click on start here, and this works with every program, you have your guide, which is what I was showing you a little while ago. This guide, it's actually here in a PDF form. You also have the workout calendar that I was talking to you about that you could actually print out. So there's no excuse to say like, well, I don't know what's the first workout program I'm going to do. Click there and it's going to print out the entire workout program, the calendar. And then when you click on workouts, clearly you have all the workouts right there. And then when you click on program materials, you even have frequently asked questions. You have the entire nutrition, recommendation. You have the food list. You have an online toolkit. You have the eating plan. You have a 3-day quick fix. You have the tally sheets to tally off all your containers. You even get a music playlist. And then you have the other languages. So I wanted to cover all of this because people don't realize that this is how simple it is to get started. Some of my customers tell me, well, I don't know how to start. I don't know where to start. Just literally go on Beachbody On Demand, click on the 21 Day Fix, and you have everything right there. And every program has that. The starter guide, the workout calendar, and the nutrition plan. And if you print it out, then you have everything, like visibly, like tangibly, which for some people, that's super important. And then the last thing that I will share, and then I'm going to hand it off to Stacey, is just so you know, we offer a lot of things on, our websites. But one of the things that I really, really love is that we have an actual logbook. And I use this every single day. It's very affordable and it's beautiful because when you open it up, you go through some questions as to why it is that you're doing this. She covers some goals, and then every single day you can log exactly what it is that your day looks like. So you could see how it's a morning mindfulness, my healthy habits, my shake, my exercise. It talks about rating the body, and then you have an evening reflection and you rate your day. So this is for people that need to have like a book. This is a great way to go. And if you're doing To Be Mindset, there's a tracker for that too. So there's so much more that we can share with you, but in this first initial session, we kind of wanted to, like Stacey said, give you the basics, condense, information that is going to pretty much get you started. And then we'll have this hopefully in 2 weeks so that we can just cover more information with you. So Stacey, if you want to close it out, and I didn't see any questions in the chat, but I'll review it now.
No, I also wanted to say too, for our Team Believe Nation people too, we're going to be fully getting over into BOD groups officially in the month of February. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there as well. One of the reasons why we're making this conversion is because one of the things that I've heard over the years is people needing social media breaks. And I get that, right? I get it. There's some negativity out there, but I want you to learn a button called unfollow. And I also want you to remember, for now, if you're in a Facebook group, that is where you come in for your positivity. So if Robert and Jack and Jill suck, unfollow them and go into your team page for your positivity and your love and your commitment. But what we're going to love most about BOD is that if you are a squirreler and you are somebody who goes left field like we all do, and if social media is that kind of an environment where you're like, there are too many blood-sucking vampires, whatever you call them, you won't have to worry about that in the land of BOD. It is only us. That's it. And so it might be a new transition for people. I know it's going to be new for me, but I know it's a beautiful thing because it's going to level us all up. And the more we lean into all of the Beachbody tools, not only are we going to become Beachbody Blue, but you're going to become what you want, which is you out there in the world. That's what these tools do. So I just really want to make sure I said that, because I think sometimes we won't post because we're taking this break. Take the break, stay in the group, okay? Because we love you, we want to see you, and we want to celebrate you.
Thank you, Stacey. So any questions, ladies? You have any questions before we log off?
I don't see anything in the chat.
I didn't see
Great
anything.
call, you guys.
Yes. So Lucy, are you feeling comfortable? Are you good? Sharon, are you good? Or you have any questions? You're good? You sure? We're here to help you.
Sharona.
Oh, sorry. No.
You're good.
Thank
Okay,
you.
girl. We're going to,
Lucy,
the call
good
is
too?
recorded.
You have any questions, Lucy?
Oh no, it was really informative. I really like the fact that you went into the 21-day fix, and you went, and I know we went through it before, but the app, I'm gonna get the app, because that's where I started. I was like, everything's too complicated. I'm gonna go 21 fix.
Yes. You'll learn a lot of fundamentals with that program. You know what, too, with that one, I did that for 9 rounds because we didn't have BOD back in the day. But what was cool about that was that I learned just like I got more confident in a program because it was starting to become familiarized. So then I would challenge myself with like a 2-pound weight the next time, right? So while that was happening, that was teaching me, oh, I got this. And then it gave me the confidence to go walk into the kitchen and put more of my uncomfortability into learning the food. So it is, I agree. It's a really great thing. And we're all here for you. Lucy, it's so nice to meet you.
Likewise. Thank you, ladies.
Yes. All right, ladies. So if you don't have any more questions, then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. In 2 weeks, we will be doing this again. Hopefully, before the next 2 weeks, if you have any questions, you girls will get more comfortable with just, asking them within the group, because then everybody gets to learn. And I think that's about it. Just remind yourself, your goals. Why are you here? Why did you want to do this? Remind yourself of that every day. write your goals down on a piece of paper where you're going to see it every single day, and just consume your mind with how you want to feel, how you want to feel. More than anything, it's about that. It's not about the exterior. It's about how you want to feel. And I heard a video today that was incredible. And it just really, reminded me how our thoughts are everything, guys. Our thoughts. If we're thinking about eating that cookie, we're going to feel we're going to feel like, oh my gosh, yes, I want that comfort feel. And then the action is going after the cookie. But if in our minds, we're like, okay, we want the cookie, but we're aware and say, nope, but that's not going to make me feel amazing. It's only going to make me feel good in that moment. But after that, I know it's not going to help my body because of the sugar and all those things. And it's not just about the one cookie. It's not to say that food is bad. It's just those habits that, and I just said cookie because that's my thing, but I just say like those habits that we kind of want to improve upon, it starts with the thoughts. If I'm constantly thinking about the cookie, then that's where I'm going to go. But if I'm constantly thinking about how good I want to feel when I'm in, like in the clothes and the energy and as the kind of mom that I want to be and the wife, all those things, when that feeling, is what I'm reminded with, then that's when I'm able to just really take control of my thoughts. So the thoughts is definitely the way to really just be mindful, and control. So
can I say real fast? I know, so like my mindset was messed up for a long time. I've been with Beachbody now for 6 years. I'm in my 6th year. I'm going on to my 7th now. Anyways, my mindset, once I fixed my mindset, it's like the weight melted off of me. If your mindset's not there, your weight won't follow. But if you stop being dependent on that scale, and you do the programs and you do what you're supposed to do, and not stop doing personal development and not compare yourself to others, and keep your blinders on and use your coach as a mentor instead of somebody that is like, oh my gosh, I wish, it's going to happen. You just have to take it one day at a time and not look in it about a year. I lost 100 pounds with Beachbody, but then I gained like 15 of it back the last 6 months, but I'm not worried about it because I know what happened. And every time you gain a couple pounds, you use that as information of, okay, what happened? What was I doing? What was my environment like? Who was I around? Why did I do what? And then move on. Don't use it as in, I failed. I did this. Someone made me, no. Put your blinders on, use it for information, and get back on track. Who cares if you had a big breakfast? You can have a great dinner. It's all okay. All information. So just keep those blinders on like this. So
I love it, Sharona. Congratulations. That's amazing. That's huge. Incredible. Yeah. Such an inspiration. So thank you for that. Thank you so much.
Sharona made it to a little bit of the semi-qualifying for the Beachbody Challenge back in last year.
Amazing. Yep. Congratulations.
Yeah, huge. Very cool. Oh my gosh, cool. Great call, you guys.
Yes.
Susie, what's the app? I wanted to ask you, what's the app that you use that you show on your stories, that you show it shows your weight and it shows, what is that red? What app is that?
Oh, that's my scale.
Oh,
it's a smart scale. It's called Fit Index.
And
it's like a Bluetooth. Like it? So yeah, I love it. I've been using it for years. It's Bluetooth. So when you weigh yourself, you open up the app, and literally when you open it up, it'll just pop up like this, and it shows you your weight. It shows you your body fat. I know with the glare you can't really see.
It's okay.
Too well, but it gives you all the information.
What's it called again?
Fit Index. Fit Index. Okay. I could put it in the chat just so that you could see it. And I get a lot of questions on that scale. It's great. And I have customers that have bought it and they love it because, it's great that you can have all that information on your phone, and then it gives you the trends and everything. Like, how, let me see if you could see. You see how you could.
Oh, yeah.
Trends
of
how you fluctuate in weight, all that stuff. It's really cool.
Cool. I'm going to check it out. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, ladies, I hope you girls have a great night. Remember, we are here to help and serve. Love you all, and we will see you all soon. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.